Thanks for tuning in to the Hog Brothers Garage YouTube channel. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Hog Brothers Garage YouTube channel. Want to thank you for tuning in. Click that like, share, subscribe. We'll get into this. We're going to do the carburetor for the 33 Pontiac. I'm gonna put this in a separate video than the one for the Pontiac. That way, in case somebody just needed footage of a carburetor, this certain W1 carburetor built, they can see it. Carb here. It's everything's, all the linkage and everything's free on it. So we're just gonna pop it apart and see what we find inside. We also have, I don't know if you can see this, Daytona Parts Company. That's where I got the carburetor kit for it. Looks like it's got pretty much everything in it. And like I say, we'll get this thing torn down and see what we find inside. We have the tools here I think we need. So we'll get it, start getting it apart. Really want to see what it looks like inside. Come on. No, I'm gonna take this off. Well, come on. There we go. There we go. We'll get this out of there. That plunger don't want to come out of there. Oh, there we go. It don't look too bad inside. If you can see in there or not. Needle and seat's moving. So this accelerator pump looks a little worse for wear. So that probably wasn't accelerator pumping. I'll set this here. We get this. What's holding this on here? Okay. There's a screw here. I think I'm gonna take this screw out right here. Let me get a screwdriver that fits tight. I always want to use a screwdriver that's good tight fit. Don't slip. Hope this is the screw. I don't think that's it. Okay, that's. Set this here. A jet. Oh, here comes like a jet or something. That still ain't gonna give me the top part off. Yeah, I've got a little jet there. Oh, there we go. You know, don't look too bad of shape. Oh, there goes that screw. But yeah, oops, don't look too bad. You could probably use a cleaning. Looks pretty good in there. Y'all can see, but it don't look bad in there. That's a little crusty, but yeah, a little bit crusty. But not too bad. I've seen way worse. And heck, That's from a carburetor sitting for 54 years. So I'm happy with that. Doesn't look much to it. I'll have to take and clean her up. I'll take it out and clean it up. I don't see a reason to where anybody would want to watch me clean the carburetor. It's just cleaning it, just taking it apart and reassemble it maybe, but not cleaning it. But yeah, we'll give her a cleaning and then come back to you. I will look at their kit. It's got gaskets. Or this is for the accelerator pump. You got to soak this in oil before you put it in. And this is I don't know, because that's me going to see. But it comes with a gauge for adjusting the float. Also, there's a for the float. So you got a gauge and tell you how to set it. I'm probably not gonna mess with the float. My guess would be, I don't see it in here. This would probably be a return for down in there, which, well, oh, there was one. Here we go. Replace that. And they got that. There's a float bowl gasket. A different option float bowl gasket. Intake manifold, or where bolts the intake manifold, I would guess. And then, well, 2 intake manifold gaskets. This gasket does not fit this. So where we left off with this piece here. Well, it's been a week since I started the video. This piece here, I showed it to you, it was pinkish color. If you buy this kit from Daytona Parts Company, it's going to come with this piece that goes on, slides over like I showed you. Do not soak that in oil. Do not put oil on that yet, because, like I say, I had to drill this piece out, and when I welded it, it torched that leather piece. Expensive lesson. It torched that leather piece, and if you was going to do that, I'd put something that could protect it around it, like tape it off, or maybe get this wet and then put something around it. But if it was me, I would go and order the kit that comes with this piece here. There's about a $10, $15 difference in that part. And you can order this, you can get this part, which is the same as this part, with the piece already on it. No need to weld, solder, however, to put that together. And this has a handy, like, be similar to a ring compressor, but it compresses it, so when you put it into the carburetor, it'll go into this hole, and you can just push this in. I'll show you that here in a bit. This is the way to go. Order the kit with this. I'd highly suggest. Because if you have to buy this piece by itself is $30. And you don't want it's a hard lesson learned. 30 bucks. This kit, a carburetor kit with this kit in it, is 15 bucks more, but 15 bucks is still better than having this mistake and spending 30. So, be that as it may. Now, if you're going to work on this carburetor, there's things you're going to do. We're going to have to clean this gasket surface up. And before you go putting it together, you want to take a straight edge, and you're going to want to put it up there and make sure you can't see, you know, that it's flat and plain. Same as here. You want to make sure that's flat and plain, that it ain't. You can turn this different ways, that this end is flat and plain before you prep this surface. To prep this surface, you could probably use a fine wire brush. I am not doing that. You can take I'm going to take a piece of emery cloth. I can't remember what this, 180 grit emery cloth. I'm going to take it, tear off a piece, and then what I'm going to do is you can take a ruler and clean that up. Let the sandpaper do the work. But you want to make sure you have good sealing, you know. I wouldn't do it by hand because you don't want to warp it. Same as you wouldn't want to sand a car by hand. But I'm just sanding away, you know. Sand it away, sand it clean. About any carburetor you do, you know, you want to make sure your surface is flat, and you get the drift. I'll finish this, same as this side here. You want to just go over it. Make sure you get all the gas material off. And you want a clean main surface. I'll clean this off and then I'll come back. You don't want to sit there and watch me sand this whole thing. I'll clean this off, come back, and we'll go from there. So we got our surfaces clean. Nice clean surfaces. Then we can go ahead with what you're going to want to do is we're going to want to clean all the orifices and stuff. If you haven't, clean all this with gas or acetone. What I done was I cleaned it. I have a parts cleaner. I stuck it in a parts cleaner, and then I wire brushed this part here, and I painted this black. It was originally painted black, but I painted it black. I just want to make it look nice. You know, you gotta be proud of what you do. But doesn't seem there's much to this. It should be a pretty easy carburetor rebuild. Just have faith in yourself. But if you don't have an air compressor, I'd get a can of blaster stuff for a computer that does the cleaning computers, like the little duster cans or whatever they call them. Use one of those to clean these orifices. Then you just go about, you know, you want to go down and take these apart. And always remember to take pictures before you take it apart. Most everybody are camera on their phone. And you just take everything, you know, clean out all the orifices. Then you're going to spray down in these orifices. Some of these have gaskets, some of them don't. generally you can tell. But there's, you'll want to spray all these out, and you can use the duster can to see if, or the computer cleaner, whatever. I think it's called duster. This one here looks like it's gonna be a little tricky. And then you want to clean it out. Make sure that, or you get a rubber hose for a weed whacker, a piece of vacuum line from a parts store. You can buy it by the foot, and you want to, or you can like stick it over here. Make sure the air blows through this. This is an open orifice. Make sure air blows through it, or you can blow through that like that. You can spray down in here, and these little orifices here. Make sure the air flows through them. They're clean and clear, and just go slow and be confident in yourself, and you should be able to do it. And I've already cleaned these out. I cleaned off my screws, all my fittings, because I just wanted them to look nice. I've already done that. Want the noise of a compressor running in the background, but just go through and blow everything out. Now this piece here is some kind of a check valve or something. That does come in a kit, so we will change this. Not all parts in this kit, I already said it, but not all parts in this kit are going to go in this carburetor. This is like a universal kit. And just make sure when you put everything together, you tighten it up. And, you know, you want to make sure you do it right. Like I say, I cleaned all these. We'll just put that back in there. Idle valve there. And then, luckily on this carburetor, seems that I don't think anything will go in different places. You know, this isn't going to screw into here. This one goes in here. And just put it, you know, clean it, put it back together. Take pictures before you take it apart. That's the big thing. Take pictures before you take it apart so you know where everything came from. If you weren't too worried about the finish, you could mark somehow which one came from where. But yeah, it's just a bunch of taking it apart and cleaning. Generally, pretty much all it is, you know, this does have, there's a little jet down in there, down in here. I am not going to take that out. I've already took it out and cleaned it. I'm not, but, well, I'll take it out. But there's a little jet down in there. I don't have the right screwdriver. There's a little jet down in here. And you just want to make sure it's clean. Say, that's the big thing. Clean when you do it. Flip it over. And like I say, you got a little jet there. Does have a hole in the center. I don't know if you can see the hole in the center. There you go. Yeah, you can see it. You just want to clean it out. Make sure that air goes through everything. That way you know all the ports are clear. This one's a little bit of a booger to get back in. But we'll get it back in. And you just want to make sure everything's tight. Now this one I did here does have a little sediment filter built into it. This here has a little sediment filter. You can see this little filter. You can clean that with some carburetor cleaner. I would put it in here because you're supposed to set it down in there, but you can't crush this. And you set it down in here, put it back in there, and like I say, just clean. You're basically all you're going to doing is cleaning and replacing old gaskets. That's basically all you're doing, is just, you know, replacing old gaskets. Now there's another jet right inside here. One of John Denver hold up the carburetor by that screwdriver. Not quite. Not quite. get something for that. Oh, no, I need that screwdriver. There's a jet down in here. Down inside here, there's a jet. I don't know if you can see that down in here. There's a little jet right here. Right there. You'll want to take that out. Clean that before you put, you know, like I say, you're just taking everything apart basically on one of these and cleaning it and putting it back. This one's not a fun one to get back in the spot either. But this one does have a little gasket on it. That gasket is in this kit. So we'll snag another one and put it on there. I picked the wrong one. Put your gasket on there. And this one, like I say, is a little tricky to get in here. But you just get it in there and you gotta get your fingers in there. Alright, we got that back lined up. We're gonna, don't force nothing. Just, you don't want to cross it or anything. Parts for this carburetor is not that. These parts, some of these parts, you don't want to buy a carburetor for parts. Okay, that's in there. Now there was a little, this little valve here. This does not, this doesn't, I want to change this. This doesn't come in the kit. There's one in the kit, but it doesn't fit this carburetor. But it does have a new spring on it. This thing's 91 years old. We're going to use the spring even though the other part won't fit. You know, it's, and then you get to do this piece. And yeah. Come on, you little booger. There we go. And then, I might have said this earlier, but you're going to take this and this to see where your, make sure your float's set to the right spot. My float is set to the right spot. I can, you know, it's set to where it's supposed to be. This is just going to be measuring, you know, here to make sure you're at the, I don't know if you can see that, but like I say, I think I already showed that, but you're just going to make sure that, don't get it caught on a towel. You're just going to make sure that your choke or your float, this will go under your float, and you can just bend it here, bend it right here a little bit to set it where you need it, to the height that your carburetor suggests. There is a their thing does include a list with, you've got a little tag on most carburetors, and it'll tell what your what height that should be at. And you, like I say, generally there's a little tag. This carburetor doesn't have a tag, but there's a little tag that says what the carburetor is, and you just go off those settings and you're good. And then I think we're ready to pop that back on. Like I say, it's not that hard. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop this spring. It's going to sit in this cup. We're going to drop this spring down in here. Then we're going to take our, like I say, this acts like a ring brush. I don't know if you see it move. Put it down in there. And we're just going to slide this down in here very gently. There we go. Ditch that piece. Now we got accelerator pump. And we'll throw this gasket on. There's set that there. Thing wants to tip over. There's a little gasket, quart gasket, that comes with the kit. What you do is what I like to do is just grab some chapstick. Just don't tell your wife what you're using her chapstick for. Give it a little coating. Chapstick. Then you stick it in there, and that'll hold that. That'll hold that cork gasket in when you flip it over to put it in. So you just got your gasket lined up. You got to line up this into this little groove here, into this little slot. Drop that on there. Okay, make sure all your holes are, make sure all your screws are lined up. Drop the screws in. Super simple. It's, yeah, super simple. Just don't tighten all your screws. Don't tighten your screws all the way up till you get them all in. That way you know the gasket's all lined up. And then you can tighten them. I prefer to tighten from the middle ones out. There's no torque specs on these, and there's no that I can find. But I start from the. I'm starting from the middle and work my way out. Like I say, it's just pretty simple carburetor. Ain't much to it. Just take your time, be patient. There's not really nothing to mess up with it. It's cool little carb. And then you have a linkage here that you're going to have to put here. So you got to move your linkage. One's going to go in the accelerator pump you just installed, and the other is going to pop in that linkage. There we go. And take your clips, slap them on there. The kit comes with extra clips. I would say, if you're, in my personal opinion, if your original clips are in good condition, I would use those whenever possible. I believe that they're probably made out of a better material than the new clips. But if they're in great shape, I see no reason not to use the old ones. You flip it back over. You have a metering rod. So you're going to have to pop that down in a hole. And that clips onto this linkage. I don't know if you can see that, but there we go. Snaps onto the linkage. And this rod coming from the bottom will snap onto this linkage. Then you gotta toss in a couple more of these clips. This one is not the funnest to put on. Be careful, don't let these clips fly away. And you're gonna probably drop them a bunch. That's why I'm working on a towel. I got that clip on there. I don't like the way that is, so I'm gonna just give it a little pinch. I don't want it to fly off. And you got another one for the linkage that you put up from the bottom. I didn't disconnect those linkages because I didn't see a reason to. Made it easier to remember where they went. Let's see. I'm going to give that one a little squeeze too. They say I don't think they're made as good as the original ones. Alright. And then you have this piece here. Mine is missing a screw. I'll have to find me a screw for it. This has 3 screws that holds it on. They say mine is missing one. I'll have to find one. And save your old clips. I'd save all your old carburetor parts, even the ones that didn't fit. I save them I just mark on the box what it came for, and I save them. That way, like, you know, you got some spare parts, even though some didn't fit. The accelerator spring, and if I keep the box and it has a part number on it, I don't know, I just keep the box with the stuff in it. If you don't want to be a pack rat, you can throw the box out, but I'd at least keep the accelerator spring. I keep the little round. I really keep the little gaskets because you might use them in another car build some other day. There we go. Functional carburetor. All y'all got to do is just believe in yourself, and you can accomplish just about anything. I've never taken one of these carburetors apart. It was pretty simple. You too can have a minty fresh carburetor for your car. I can't wait to get this thing slapped on the Pontiac, and see if we can't get her to run and move. I really appreciate y'all sticking around. If you made it this far in the video, stay tuned for the next video. And remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, click that bell notification. Helps an old fella out. And we'll catch you next time on the Hog Brothers Garage.